Welcome to the 5th episode of Mario Kart Origins. This retrospective series will be going over every Mario Kart game, meaning not just the mainline games, but the arcade games tour and home circuit as well. And in this episode, we'll be going over the first of the not just the mainline games, Mario Kart Arcade GP. I'm the most passionate person you'll ever meet when it comes to the Mario Kart arcade games. I've been an advocate for porting these games over to consoles for years, going back to even the Wii U days. I think it's quite clear I have a slight obsession with these games, and as my grandma would say to me, "Don't make this your next obsession." I know what some of you are thinking. Mario Kart is supposed to be exclusive to Nintendo consoles, why did they even make an arcade version? The thing is, they didn't exactly make it, and that brings us to the history of the game. Back in the early to mid 2000s, Nintendo, Namco, and Sega collaborated and made an arcade system known as Triforce. Because Nintendo, Namco, Sega, literally the biggest gaming legends ever, essentially, the Triforce system was a souped-up GameCube. Some of the games included Virtua Striker 2002, a few Japan-only Redemption Donkey Kong games based on Jungle Beat, and the legendary F-Zero AX, which I had the luck of playing many years ago. But the thing with most of these games, they have a GameCube equivalent. As much as I love F-Zero AX, it's essentially the same as GX gameplay-wise. So when it came to Mario Kart, you'd think they'd just port a game like Double Dash and call it a day. But no, Namco developed a brand new Mario Kart exclusive to arcades. Looks like even arcades can have a Mario Kart to call their own, but Nintendo's own Switch does not. I will never understand that. Nintendo had very little involvement with the game, and only played a part in making sure the game fit the Mario Kart quality standard. But the question is, did it? Time to find out. I played this game as intended at an arcade, but to capture footage of the game, I had to, well, you know. Pirate! Look, I wouldn't have to if Nintendo would re-release games besides the ancient NES games. There are tutorials on how to play it though. You can play it on Dolphin and Nintendo on the Wii, so if you want to check tutorials out, they're up there on YouTube. Starting up the game, we got a really cool intro with a theme that gets you pumped to race. Considering this is an arcade game, I'm quite impressed they made an intro. Getting into the roster of Mario Kart Arcade GP, it's pretty much just Mario Kart 64. There are literally no new character- Wait, just a minute! Do my eyes deceive me? That's right! We have 3 Pac-Man characters being Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, and Blinky. This was the first time guest characters appeared in Mario Kart, and if you know me, I'm not the biggest fan of guest characters, specifically in Mario Kart 8 and 8 Deluxe. But here, I think it's actually very cool. You have the main Mario Kart cast with a few Pac-Man characters. This isn't a Mario Kart you'd play constantly like a console or handheld entry, so I'd say the smaller roster is fine here. Not to mention I love Pac-Man, so there you go. The gameplay of Mario Kart Arcade GP is at its core the same as Mario Kart has and always will be. Try to get first place in a race and use items, but here, it's actually a little bit different. Rather than 3 laps we've been accustomed to since Mario Kart 64, laps range from 2 to 9 laps depending on the size of the track. Along with that, the items work differently too. Mario Kart games usually have a little over a dozen items or so, but do you want to take a guess how many are in Mario Kart Arcade GP? 3? Maybe 23? You'd be quite surprised to find out that this game has 93 different items. I know what you're thinking. How on earth can this game manage 93 items and balance them? The way it does it is each race limits you to just 3 items. But how are the items themselves? They're actually pretty cool. You have a few standard items, but you'll encounter new items much more. There are actually some very cool references to other Mario games, such as having Flood as an item, the Bomb Koopa Shell from Super Mario Land, the Carrot from Super Mario Land 2, and the virus from Dr. Mario instead of the virus we're all trying to avoid in 2020. But despite how many items there are, their functions are mostly similar. You have attack items like shells, the Porky Puffer, and hammers to make other players spin out, and defensive items like the shield, star, and even Metal Mushroom to protect yourself, while also having the ability to make other players spin out if you hit them. Metal Mushroom, huh? Let's hope Nintendo puts this in Mario Kart 9 so they can turn every character into metal instead of creating Yellow Topaz Wario. The game controls quite a bit differently too. You use a steering wheel and a gas pedal to play the game as God intended, and it feels quite nice. The wheel is responsive, and the pedals are too. But where the game controls differently is with drifting. You don't get a turbo boost like in most Mario Kart games, but it does help navigate sharp corners and make those sharp turns. But overall, it controls great. This is really the first Mario Kart game in Mario Kart Origins where there's not a noticeable learning curve with the controls, and I really appreciate that. The track selection in Mario Kart Arcade GP consists of 12 original tracks and 6 different cups. This was actually the first Mario Kart to name cups after characters, not Mario Kart Tour. We have the Mario Cup, Donkey Kong Cup, Wario Cup, Pac-Man Cup, Bowser Cup, and the final Rainbow Cup. There are actually 24 tracks in total, but the other 12 are variations of the first two. And even with the 12 tracks, the themes are sometimes so similar to the first track that they kind of feel the same. Because there's not many, I'll go over all of them. The Mario Cup consists of tracks that take place on a beach, with a Mount Rushmore style carving of Mario and Luigi in the mountains. The Donkey Kong Cup takes you through the jungle in one track, and a temple in the next. And the Bowser Cup consists of your standard Bowser's Castle tracks. But where things get real interesting is in the other cups. The Wario Cup is the only time the WarioWare series is referenced in Mario Kart, with a track literally based on Diamond City, the location of the WarioWare series. The Pac-Man Cup takes you through Pac-Land in one track, and no, not the awful Smash Bros. Stage Pac-Land, but the Pac-Land from Pac-Man World 2. I love the Pac-Man World series, and seeing it in a Mario Kart game is amazing. Also, really makes me want Pac-Man World 4. Namco, if you're watching this, please make Pac-Man World 4. But in the other track, you are transported into another dimension filled with sprites from the original Pac-Man. This was years before 8-bit was so mainstream that you could literally buy an arcade machine at Walmart. Finally, we have the Rainbow Cup giving us some really cool variations of Rainbow Road. My favorite is the Atlantis-inspired one that takes place underwater. Despite the tracks being super cool, they do get repetitive. You're essentially playing through two tracks twice, with variations consisting of a few more obstacles, along with the occasional night variation. Those night variations are nice to look at, but don't change much gameplay-wise. If this were a console Mario Kart game, it would get monotonous really fast. But considering that this game is designed to be played in short bursts at arcades, I think it's fine. What's really cool is that after each cup, you get to play a mission. These missions consist of jumping over ropes held by ghosts, and pushing a watermelon Super Mario Sunshine style, and while they're easy, they're a ton of fun to play. They didn't have to add this in, and in a lot of ways, Arcade GP is ahead of its time. The tracks here are all very cool and fun to play. The presentation of Mario Kart Arcade GP is phenomenal. Despite coming out in 2005, the character models look great, the tracks are vibrant and colorful, and it's a really impressive looking game. This game really showcases the 2000s era gaming style beautifully. There is so much detail in the backgrounds, especially in Diamond City, where there's actually a statue of EGAT amongst hundreds of skyscrapers. The Rainbow Cup gives us some of the best looking Rainbow Road tracks in the series, and overall, it looks great. What I've noticed is the character models are bigger, and they kinda dance in their carts when driving. It really gives the game a lot of energy. Speaking of, the music here really gets you pumped. It goes for an upbeat techno style, which sounds great. Since many of you might have never played this game, here are some of my favorite songs in the game. The presentation in Mario Kart Arcade GP is excellent and remains amongst the best in the Mario Kart series. When it comes to content, you have three ways to play Arcade GP: single player and multiplayer races, and Demich's absolute favorite, time trials. I'm honestly surprised this game would even have time trials, and I thought I could escape it for once. But no, it's here, and still unfunky as ever. The actual racing is where things are the most interesting. You have 50cc, 100cc, and 150cc, but what's really cool is the mirror mode actually consists of reverse tracks. Reverse tracks can actually change the way you play these tracks, unlike mirror mode, which is just a slight learning curve. With reverse tracks recently appearing in Mario Kart Tour, I have a feeling that they'll become a series staple in Mario Kart 9. But needless to say, this game is really ahead of its time. When it comes to multiplayer, you can link up to 4 cabinets to race head to head. It's so much fun going to an arcade and playing it this way. Multiplayer is always the most fun way to play Mario Kart, and it's no exception here. The content here might be on the lighter side, because it is. But like I said before, this isn't a game you'd be playing constantly to the point of where you need a lot of content. Having the option to choose specific tracks would be nice, but there's more than enough to do here and the amount of content remains solid. Mario Kart Arcade GP has a really cool roster, fun gameplay, excellent tracks, a stunning presentation, and a good amount of content. So what's the verdict? Do I even need to say it? While it's not the best Mario Kart game ever, you're in for a real treat if you can play this game. With the insane amount of items, Pac-Man characters, and really unique tracks, this is a Mario Kart game that feels like no other, but is still a blast to play. I really hope that Nintendo and Bandai Namco will port these games to the Switch, because not everyone has played them, and even if they have, they likely don't have the actual arcade machine to play it on. If you ever come across a Mario Kart Arcade GP cabinet, it's definitely worth a playthrough. Now the game is over 15 years old, so an arcade like Dave & Buster's probably won't have the original game. They're gonna have the newer one being Arcade GP DX, but many arcades should have the game still, as my local Chuck E. Cheese did. Not sure if they still do, but it seems to be fairly common there. And if you live in Vegas, arcades there will have it most of the time. Thanks 64 iOS for that awesome tip. Just go to the arcade when it's safe to do so. It may come as a surprise to you, but a Mario Kart game did come out just under a month after this game. While it might have taken longer for the game to come out than modern Pokemon development time takes, it's unheard of to have 2 Mario Kart games released in the same year. Join me in the 6th episode of Mario Kart Origins to go over what is considered the magnum opus of the entire series, Mario Kart DS. So what do you guys think? Have you played Mario Kart Arcade GP before? And if you have, what do you think of it? Let me know in the comments, and as always, keep calm and Dada on.